So in this video, we're going to go over how to motivate yourself in 3D. Now, if you watched my free training video, you would have seen the slide over here. And in this video, we're going to be focusing on the motivation side. So in my free training video, you would have seen like one of the big things that helps you get a lot of motivation is the community aspect of like getting motivation through seeing other people's progress, getting support and encouragement from other people, and then also being able to jump on Q&A calls twice a week with us helps keep you motivated and staying true on your goals. And that's how part of how our program works. But what if you don't have that? Like, what do you do then if you don't really have a community? So I'm going to explain a bit of the process of how to self-motivate yourself to do 3D, how I self my motives. This is the process I use to motivate myself in life in general. And the main principles we're going to go over is defining goals and reverse engineering your way there. This is a process that I used not just with 3D, but with my whole life. So one big reason why people lack a lot of motivation with 3D is they have no sense of purpose or no sense of direction. And so here's the nudge in the right direction part. But there's no sense of like direction in terms of where they're going. They don't really know what their goals are. They don't know where they want to be. They don't know how much they want to make. And then that makes them feel like when they're doing 3D, they kind of don't really know where they're going. Again, no direction. And sometimes it can feel like you're doing things that are pointless, you know? This is a big problem because you never really want to feel like that. You always want to feel like you're working towards a goal. I believe that we're partly goal-oriented creatures. We feel good when we know that we're making progress in general. And that's a big thing. So for me, I learned this very early on when I was starting 3D. For me, my big goal was to have a nice, big, beefy workstation, obviously. So I knew what I wanted, and that's what I was working hard to do my 3D for. I did a lot of research in terms of like computers, workstations, how to build them, which parts I need, and I knew how much each individual thing costed. And I made a spreadsheet with different types of workstation builds. I had 4 different variants, going from like the cheapest, most realistic options I could afford, all the way to the most expensive options that I could possibly get, with like multiple GPUs and all sorts of like the best PC parts you could ever buy. And I had spreadsheets of exactly how much all those costs, links to the websites of where I could buy them. And all of a sudden I had a goal and I had a mission, and that's what motivated me to make the money to get that thing. So like now I knew like, oh, this is what I'm doing 3D for. This is how much I need to make in order to buy this thing. And at that point it was like, I can't do any projects that are too small because it's going to take too long to reach that goal. I needed to make a certain amount of money in order to reach that goal. Now, for different people, a lot of people might just be in a survival mode where it's like, how much do you need to earn in order to pay the bills? Like, how much does my rent cost every month? How much does my food cost every month? Like, just basic living and basic survival. Like, how much do you need to make in order to cover those costs? That might be some people's just basic goals. Like, you need to define what that is and be very clear about that. And then you know, okay, I need to make this amount, otherwise I won't even survive. That'll light a fire under your ass in order to reach those goals. I mean, at least it did for me, you know? But back to my goal was like to have a beefy computer. So I knew I needed to get really good at 3D really fast. I needed to make a certain amount really fast, and then I'll get that computer. And little do you know, like 6 months later, I had that computer. I had the money to buy it. I got really good at 3D really quickly. I made the money and I was able to get it just because I was very focused on that goal. So what did I do? I had a goal. I defined exactly what it was. I knew how much I needed to make in order to get to that goal. And I worked really hard in order to get there. And then eventually I got there. So that's like the broad principles. So it's like defining your goal and then reverse engineering it. So you want to do this for every area in life. So let's say with 3D, here you'll see the 7 pillars of 3D mastery. This is straight from our program. If you want to be, let's say you want to define what your goal is for 3D. Do you want to work in a studio? Do you want to have an online business? If you want to work in a studio, what kind of studio do you want to work in? How much time do you want to take until you get there? Do you want to get there in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 6 months? Define like how long it takes, how long you want to take until you get there. And then what do you need to learn in order to work at that studio or that type of studio? Like research these studios. What are the requirements? Which areas do you need to learn? Let's say you want to have an online business. How much do you want to make in that online business? Do you want to have employees? What do you want out of that online business? Do you just want to travel? Do you just want to do projects on your own? How many projects a month do you want to do? How much do you want those projects to be? Which areas in 3D do you need to learn in order to do that? If you're doing commercials, which pillars of 3D do you need to learn? Do you need to learn modeling and lighting and texturing and materials? If you need to learn 7 different pillars, like how long do you want to spend until you learn that? Like if you want to learn that in 7 months, that means you're going to need to get really good at each area every single month. Now you've got a timeline and you've got goals to hit every single month. Next thing you know, within 6-7 months, if you're really working hard at this, you could have all 7 of these pillars down, and then you could be like really, really good at 3D. And next thing you know, you could start landing bigger and bigger projects. And then all of a sudden you're reaching that goal where you're traveling and doing 3D. Like, I'm just trying to kind of relay the principles. Like everyone's situation will be different and their goals will be different, but this is how you start to motivate yourself to do 3D, as well as just reverse engineering your goals in general. And this is how you reach your goals. This is the way I go about reaching my goals in life and achieving things in life. And this is the way I recommend other people do it, because most people don't even know what they want. Like, what do you want with your health? What do you want with love and relationships? What do you want with your career and success and money? Define all these different areas of your life and have a vision for what you want with your life. And like, when do you want those things? Do you want those things in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years? And then how do you get there? Like, how do you reverse engineer your process? Like really breaking it down, like this example here. If you want to be great at 3D in 6 months, like you'll need to go through each one of these areas and really get good at it really fast every single month. That means you need to work really hard and you need to be blasting through all of these areas every single month to reach that goal. And this is why this is so important. And like writing this stuff down, like I've got posters on my walls in terms of like how much I want to make within, so I think quarterly, how much do I want to make the first quarter of the year? How many clients do I need to get in order to reach that goal? And which price points do I need to get those clients at in order to reach that goal? And then I reverse engineer it all the way down from like how many people I need to message, how many people I need to get as clients, like how much those projects will cost, and like adding it all up so you know exactly what numbers you need to be hitting in order to reach that goal. Otherwise you could say like, oh, I want to get a Lamborghini, but you have no plan, you're never going to reach it. Like you don't know what you're not putting in the right action steps in order to reach those goals that you want, you know? So this is really important, like having goals, defining them, reverse engineering it, and then being realistic in terms of the work that you need to put in to get there. So this is all super important. I do this with my finances. I do this with like health and relationships. So I do this with health and I do this with like relationships and love and like every single area that I want. So another great thing is to have is a vision board for your life. So this is mine. Everyone's vision board will be different. Some people may not want the girls and stuff. Some people don't care about the houses. Some people don't necessarily care about the travel. But what I did is I defined the type of people I want to be, the type of people I respect. So I really like Will Smith's look and confidence. I loved Denzel Washington's impact that he had on people. So this was like a scene. This was like a screenshot from a video where it was just showing like how much of an impact he made on like the movie industry and just other people's lives in general. And then I love Drake's like strong will for success and working hard and how much he's achieved by his age, like I really respected that. And like this is the type of person I want to be. I want to have an impact. I want to have this type of health, confidence look. And I really want to have this type of high achievement and success, no matter what area it is, whether it's 3D, if I was in another industry, no matter what it is. Like these are the types of houses that I want to live in. This is the type of people I want to have around me in terms of like girlfriends, friends, people I want to date, all sorts of stuff like that. So here's like the person I want to be, the type of place I want to live in, the type of dating life I want to have. Here is like more things about travel. Like I don't want to just make money for making money. I want to have money to have experiences. I want to be able to skydive in different places. So like right now I'm kind of living this life in terms of like traveling. I'm living in Bali, get to swim in like those nice blue waters. I didn't get there by luck. Like, no one paid me or helped me. No one paid for me or helped me to do it. Like I did it on my own, with my own work ethic, with my own money. Everything was financed for myself. I was able to get myself here, and it wasn't by luck. Like I've been planning this stuff, and I've been working to get to where I am for 5 years, and I've been working harder than anyone else has. And it's like a no-brainer that I reached it, just because I've been very, very persistent and clear with what I want in life, you know, and these goals I'll reach eventually. I'm very, very clear in terms of what I want in life. I reverse engineer it, and then I put in the work to get there. And I'm just the type of person that wants to live the best I can. And that's why, like, I want these things. Like, I want to be able to travel to different places in, like, let's say America and Europe, and be able to see places with like a special partner, be able to climb mountains and do snowboarding, husky sledding, all this type of stuff. And I've got links to videos. And what you want to do is you really want to create a vision board for your life and what you want. And then once you've done that, reverse engineer it. Like, how much do these places cost? I went on Airbnb. These are places from actual Airbnb. These places are in Cape Town. That's where I grew up. And these are places that I would want to live in. Like, I know how much each of these cost. And what I did is I put their prices on. I knew what I needed in order to kind of get to like this look. I went to bought glasses like that, bought a necklace like that, bought the same type of clothing, got the same type of hairstyle, and then next thing you know, I've got people coming up to me and saying like, "Hey, you look like Will Smith." And then all of a sudden, I've got the type of look that I wanted in terms of this type of look. And the same you can apply to every single area. Like, what do you need? Okay, so like dating, this is a very specific example, but like, what do you need in order to have the dating the dating life you want? What steps do you need in order to have that type of dating life? You know, do you need to join sort of programs? Do you need to get certain people, hang around certain people? Do you need to go to certain places? Do you need to join certain groups and meet new people? Like, there's all sorts of different steps you can take, like to really getting clear. Like, now let's say we're traveling, like, if I want to live this lifestyle, how much is this going to cost? Like, how much is the flight's going to cost? If I want to go to this place, where is this place? How much the flight's going to cost there? How much does it cost to stay there? All this stuff, like really reverse engineering it. Like, I've got a whole spreadsheet of like my dream life costs, my current life costs. I'll go into that in a different video because I don't want to make this video too long. And I know exactly how much all of this costs, and that's what really drives me to be successful and to have the best 3D program in the world. It's what drives me to make a lot of money, what drives me to help a lot of other people, because all that stuff contributes to my end goal. And my ultimate end goal is also to help other people and also help my family, help friends around me. And this is the whole process to really motivating yourself in life to do big things. And for me, like, when I think about it, it's like, oh, if I want to live this life, this is how much I need to make. This is how long it's going to take. All I need to do is just put in the steps and put in the processes to get there. Like, I'll do that. Like, a lot of it kind of seems like a no-brainer. Like, if you want to work in a really big studio that you respect, and you know, like, these are the different, like, let's say, for example, these are the different areas that you need to learn to get there, and you just need to spend 6 months really mastering and really getting good at each area to get there. And next thing you know, you'll be working there. Like, you'll be working your ass off to get there. It's just most people don't even know what they want. And these are all different steps. Like there's a lot of different ways I've gone about like driving myself in life, but like these are some really big important ones that you can use in order to really motivate yourself in life in order to achieve your actual goals. And I apply this to every area of my life, like my traveling life and experiences, where I want to live, the types of place I want to live in, the type of person I want to be, my dating life. Like these are really important things to me and the important pillars in my life. Now you can apply it with your 3D. This is exactly what I did with 3D. I had a goal. I wanted that big workstation. I knew how much it was going to cost. I knew what type of projects I needed to get, and I worked hard to get there. And then I applied that. Cool. I want to be able to travel and do 3D. So I knew how much that was going to cost. I knew what type of projects I needed to get there. And next thing you know, I was traveling in Bali. I still am in Bali, and I was doing projects on my laptop, all on my own. And I was able to do that just because I knew exactly what I wanted. I knew how to get there, and I put a lot of work in that. Now, again, I joined a lot of online courses. I had a lot of coaching in different areas of life. I put myself around people that had the things that I want. They taught me a lot. I taught them a lot. And that's eventually how I ended up achieving my goals. And now I have got bigger goals. I'm sure once I reach those goals, I'll have even bigger ones. But this is a really cool process that you can use in order to really give yourself a strong drive, because you don't want to just be thinking about little things like 3D, like, oh, I don't want to learn modeling because that's boring. It's like, modeling is not your goal. Like maybe unless you want to be a modeler full time, but for most people, their goal is to monetize their craft. Like this is the big end goal. Like they want to be able to not just do 3D, but get paid for it. And other people want to have a family. They want to be able to travel. They want to be able to do all these cool things while doing 3D and monetizing it. And these are like all these pillars that come together, where it's like, these are all the things that people in the end want. And in really getting clear and defining that is what will help you self-motivate yourself. Obviously, you need to become highly skilled at the 3D skill set, and having a community support and other people will help you get there a lot faster. But if you've got the drive, if you really take kind of my advice in terms of planning out your life and reverse engineering your way there, it's possible to actually get there. And I'm a good example of that. Obviously, you've got to have the work ethic. You've got to have a lot of pain driving you to get there, and like your goal needs to be big so that you're running towards like a big amount of pleasure. And yeah, that's all I really have to say in terms of like how to self-motivate yourself. That's the bulk of it. Obviously, again, having all these other things will really, really push you forward there and get you there faster. But if you really want to try going at it alone, this is how you self-motivate yourself, not just with 3D, but in life in general, and making sure that you've got a plan and reverse engineering how to get there. And then it's all about just getting there yourself and putting in the processes and the actions in order to reach those goals. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it was helpful for most people. Try it, implement it, and see how it helps you. By the way, if you enjoyed this video from our program, click the link in the description. It's a free video on how to master your 3D skill set in 2021, so that you can be in the best position for monetization. Check that video out, schedule a call with us, and you'll get a free strategy session with me personally, and we'll look at you where you're currently at, where you're trying to get to, and run you through the processes to reaching your goals. Hope you enjoy, and I'll see you on the other side.